woman suddenly found in terror. The company boss and leaders in the front row seemed to be laughing at her. It turned out her video learning wilderness survival skills had been dug up by these company leaders and used as entertainment to pass boring time, listening to their vulgar remarks. Linda had no way to fight back. She could only silently endure workplace bullying from them, but no one expected at this moment. The plane suddenly suffered violent turbulence. Cautious Linda instinctively fastened her seatbelt, yet several people laughed, calling her a coward. Right after their words, the plane shook violently once again, scaring those people out of their wits. When they tried to return to their seats, an even more terrible disaster struck. A crack appeared on the fuselage as severe convective weather raged on. The cabin soon broke open into a huge hole under pressure. An unlucky man standing nearby was instantly sucked out of the plane. Though Linda deeply hated these company executives, her kind heart drove her to save them. She tightly grabbed one executive's hand, but the man demanded Linda give her seat to him. To survive, the executive rushed forward and strangled Linda's neck, trying to snatch her seat away. Realizing she would be choked to death soon, Linda summoned all her strength, picked up a fork from the floor, stabbed it hard onto the man's hand. Only then did she escape the threat of death. Before Linda could catch her breath, she spotted something horrifying. The plane was about to crash into the vast ocean. Seawater kept flooding into the cabin. Linda panicked and tried to unbuckle her seatbelt, yet the buckle refused to open no matter how she tried. Within moments, seawater completely submerged Linda. To stay alive, she frantically pressed the buckle, and finally broke free to swim to the sea surface. The danger was far from over. She was stranded in the endless open sea. Helpless, she clung tightly to nearby floating debris, leaving her fate entirely to chance. She regained consciousness the next day, finding herself washed up on a deserted island. Just as she thought, she was the sole survivor of the plane crash. She suddenly spotted a figure on the distant beach, lying motionless on the sand. To her shock, it was her company boss. He had also survived the disaster. Seeing his leg bleeding heavily, Linda quickly dressed his wound, even though this greedy boss had exploited her repeatedly. Kind-hearted Linda chose to let go of past grudges and save him. Her previously learned wilderness survival skills became extremely useful at this moment. She first smashed a sharp stone fragment, then cut plenty of banana leaves and branches, building a simple sun shelter for the boss. She clearly understood prolonged exposure to direct sunlight on the beach could easily lead to fatal dehydration for the injured. Watching the gradually darkening sky, Linda suddenly came up with an idea. She quickly dug a big pit in the sand, placed 4 bowl-shaped coconut shells inside the hole, and covered them with several banana leaves. Soon heavy rain poured down from the sky. She finally solved her fresh water shortage problem. Under Linda's careful care, the boss eventually woke up. Instead of thanking Linda, he arrogantly ordered her to look for rescue methods right away. Linda believed the top priority was gathering supplies to stay alive first. Then Linda started making fire by rubbing wood. Thanks to her persistent efforts, she successfully made a fire. She roasted a fresh sea fish for the boss. Looking at the once arrogant high-ranking CEO, now fully relying on her, she felt an unprecedented sense of satisfaction. That night Linda sat by the sea, recalling 7 years of diligent work in the company, only to end up being laid off. Now fate gave her a chance to stay alone with her boss. Linda thought if she took good care of him, he would be endlessly grateful to her, and might even marry her. Filled with motivation by this thought, Linda tried every means to prepare delicious food for him, yet all her efforts went to waste. The boss showed no gratitude at all. He only wanted to leave the island as soon as possible. He even blamed Linda for failing to find rescue opportunities.
Get the smoke really roaring, you know?
Yeah, right. But what about, like, GPS tracking or equipment from the plane that could have washed up? Have you been on the lookout for any of that? That should be your focus,
but
okay?
that's not
Getting
gonna-
us out of here, not being fucking Susie Homemaker over here.
You do know you would have died out there by yourself on the shore, right?
Yeah, how do you think that would have worked out for you?
What does that mean?
You know what it means.
Let me help
No,
you.
I'm fine.
Let me help you.
Please, don't touch me. And watch how you speak to me, all right? You work for me.
Linda never imagined she had saved an ungrateful man. Enraged, she turned and left, leaving the injured boss to fend for himself. At first, the boss did not take her departure seriously.
Okay. It's not okay. all day.
When night fell, his stubbornness left him parched with extreme thirst. To make matters worse, a violent typhoon swept across the island overnight. The next morning, Nick lost his sun shelter and passed out on the beach from sun exposure and dehydration. Luckily, Linda brought him fresh water in time, saving his life. Only at this moment did Nick realize survival depended entirely on this female employee to stay alive. He sincerely apologized to Linda for his previous rude behavior. Linda was not a petty person and forgave the arrogant boss immediately. In the following days, Linda took charge of hunting for food. Few people knew surviving on this deserted island was extremely tough, filled with countless hidden unknown dangers. One day Linda searched for supplies in the jungle and noticed a line of animal footprints on the ground. Curious about what creature left them, the next second, a 500-pound wild boar charged straight toward her. To escape death, Linda ran as fast as she could. The boar kept chasing her relentlessly. She was about to become the boar's prey. At the critical moment, Linda grabbed a wooden stick from the ground, aiming it at the rushing boar. By sheer luck, she killed the wild boar. Thanks to this harvest, the two enjoyed a long-awaited roasted meat feast. After regaining energy, Linda headed back to the jungle for supplies the next day. Turning around a corner, she pleasantly discovered a small waterfall hidden there. They no longer needed to worry about fresh water. Linda took the chance to take a refreshing bath under the waterfall. While bathing, she suddenly heard a loud engine roar. A yacht was sailing past in the distance. Linda instinctively waved to call for help, yet she changed her mind right away. She was not ready to return to office work, so Linda gave up this rescue chance. Back at their camp, she never told Nick about the yacht incident. The two lived on the island for several more days. Nick, used to an extravagant lifestyle, quickly grew tired of primitive island life. He thought waiting passively for rescue was useless and decided to build a raft to escape. Linda refused his plan, claiming rough waves would sink the small raft instantly. The two argued fiercely over their conflicting ideas. Nick shouted harsh threats toward Linda.
Oh wow, you know what? Yeah, you're so fired.
Linda remained calm, yet furious Nick started building a new camp on his own. As a rich playboy who inherited his family business, he possessed no wilderness survival experience. After hours of hard work, he failed to build even a temporary tent. Meanwhile, Linda rested comfortably inside her small hut, catching small fish from the sea whenever she wanted. Starving Nick was forced to eat insects to survive. The moment he swallowed one, he vomited in disgust, admitting he could not survive alone. Nick begged Linda humbly, promising to cancel her dismissal, offer her a promotion and pay raise. He even knelt down to ask for forgiveness. Then Nick spotted a dagger lying on Linda's table, filling him with confusion. Linda explained. She picked the knife up along the shore. Moved by Nick's sincere apology, Linda forgave him once more, sharing her stored food with him. After several days of recovery, Nick's leg injury healed significantly. Bored, the two decided to climb a hillside to overlook the entire deserted island. On the way, Linda taught him survival knowledge, warning him never to eat unknown wild fruits, as they could cause fatal poisoning. She pointed toward the X-shaped mountain range opposite them, warning Nick the area was extremely dangerous, and he must never step foot there. As they prepared to head back, the rock beneath Linda's feet suddenly collapsed.
Big truck down.
Nick panicked instantly. If Linda died, he would starve alone on the island. After strenuous efforts, Nick successfully pulled Linda to safety. This narrow escape made Linda develop faint affection for her exploitative boss. Suddenly, a violent rainstorm hit the island, destroying their camp completely. They had no choice but to evacuate quickly, spending the night taking shelter inside a cave. The next morning, they worked together to build a new camp. Linda was content with this simple life. To celebrate their new home, Nick volunteered to cook a fancy dinner for her. Linda shyly agreed to his offer. Linda expected a sweet romantic relationship to bloom. She took the food handed by Nick and started eating eagerly. After a few bites, Linda felt dizzy and weak, collapsing onto the ground helplessly. Nick showed no surprise at all. He had poisoned the food. Once certain Linda could no longer resist, he rushed into the bushes, dragging out a pre-built bamboo raft, packing all their food onto the vessel. He had long known Linda wanted to stay on the island forever. To stop her from stopping his escape, he carefully planned every detail. Nick happily set sail heading home. Before leaving, he flipped Linda the middle finger gesture. He severely underestimated the power of nature. Shortly after setting off, his handmade raft was torn apart by rough ocean waves. Nick fell into the raging seawater. When he woke up again, he learned Linda had saved his life. Filled with deep guilt, Nick begged earnestly for her forgiveness. Linda held no grudge against him, offering him a skewer of octopus meat. Starving Nick ate the seafood without hesitation. Soon after, Nick's tongue went numb, followed by total body paralysis. Linda wore an evil smirk. The octopus she fed him carried a neurotoxin, temporarily numbing nerve pain throughout the body. Linda hated betrayal more than anything. She threatened to permanently cripple Nick. Nick initially believed he had lost his ability as a man. Linda pulled out a dissected rat next. She only intended to scare him. Nick finally realized this female employee was a ruthless, dangerous woman. From that day on, Nick became quiet and withdrawn. Bored, Linda left alone to hunt for food. While picking wild fruits, she heard a loud engine sound. A small boat slowly approached the shore. She froze on the spot. The person on the rescue boat was Nick's fiancée Anna. Though Linda hated this moment, she forced a faint smile. Anna kept asking about Nick's whereabouts. Linda had to confess Nick was on this island. Upon hearing the news, Anna immediately planned to find Nick. Linda grew anxious, leading the way reluctantly. Her mind raced for a scheme. She casually asked about the rescue team. Learning only Anna and one boatman came, Linda conceived a deadly plan. She guided them along a rugged cliff path, claiming it was a shortcut. Pretending to tie her shoelace, she lured Anna toward the cliff edge. The rock beneath Anna collapsed instantly. The boatman rushed forward to save her. Linda picked up a stone from behind, knocking both people off the steep cliff. She returned to camp acting completely normal, never mentioning the murder to anyone. Guilt weighed heavily on Linda, leaving her listless and depressed. Nick noticed her strange behavior. Suspecting Linda hid a terrible secret, their food supply nearly ran out. Craving meat, Nick ventured into the jungle to hunt. Lacking hunting experience, he scared all prey away. He spotted a human hand buried in the sand. Recognizing the wedding ring on its finger, he stood frozen in shock. This ring was the gift he gave Anna. Connecting Linda's recent odd behaviors, Nick rushed back to camp in rage, demanding Linda explain the truth. Before Linda could defend herself, Nick drew a knife with murderous intent. Filled with guilt, Linda ran deep into the jungle immediately. Nick chased after her closely. He could never outwit experienced Linda. She distracted him with a pair of shoes, ambushing Nick from behind, strangling his neck tightly with shoelaces. A brutal fight broke out between them. Due to the huge strength gap, Linda was soon overpowered. At the critical moment, Linda grabbed a stone, hitting Nick's head. The blow failed to knock him unconscious. Before Linda reacted, Nick tackled her violently to the ground. In the split second, Linda reached for the dagger, stabbing it into Nick's abdomen, escaping certain death. When she stood up to check, Nick had already fled the scene. He ran toward the forbidden X-shaped mountain range, so Linda chose not to chase him. Nick paid no attention to the dangerous warning. He glanced up, spotting a luxurious villa halfway up the mountain. He rushed inside the building. This forbidden zone turned out to be far better than paradise. Nick replenished his water supply. Suddenly, Linda's voice echoed from the villa speakers.
Hey, pal. So tell me,
Linda discovered this remote villa from the very start. She secretly followed supply delivery staff, memorizing the villa's access password. Once the staff left, she enjoyed all facilities inside. The villa owner rarely visited. She only cleaned the place before each departure. To keep Nick away from this secret paradise, she lied that the mountain area was extremely dangerous. She planned to trap Nick on the island forever. Nick's fiancée Anna ruined her perfect plan. After Anna arrived on the island, Linda tricked her to the cliff, killing her to protect her secret. Nick learned the entire truth, so he was destined to die. Linda walked out holding a shotgun. Nick knelt down begging for mercy, confessing his deep love for Linda, claiming he fell in love with her during their island stay. His sincere confession briefly fooled Linda. She noticed a broken decorative fragment, held tightly in Nick's hand. Nick snatched the shotgun away.
You crazy bitch from the county?
He never knew the gun contained no bullets. 1 year later, Linda became a successful elite. Before leaving the island, she disposed of all victims' bodies, becoming the sole official plane crash survivor. She rewrote her island experience into an inspirational best-selling book. The novel was adapted into a blockbuster movie. Linda earned massive wealth, climbing social classes to reach the peak of her life.